The silent shift. For decades, power had a geography. It moved from empires to industries to continents. Today, that geography is shifting again, not through oil, not through military power, but through something smaller, quieter: batteries. The global race for electric vehicles is accelerating, led by giants like Tesla and powered by China's industrial scale. But beneath the surface, another geography is forming, one that connects raw materials, factories, and markets. And at the center of that system is Morocco. The global EV explosion. The electric vehicle market is no longer emerging, it is scaling. Over 14 million EVs sold globally 2023. Nearly 1 in 5 cars sold is now electric, projected to exceed 40 million annual sales by 2030. But the real story is not the cars, it's the supply chain behind them. An EV is not a product, it is a system. Minerals from Africa, processing in Asia, assembly in Europe. And at the center of that system is the battery, accounting for up to 40% of total EV cost. Whoever controls batteries controls the future of mobility. Morocco's industrial foundation. Long before EVs, Morocco built an industrial base. Factories from Renault Group and Stellantis turned the country into Africa's largest car exporter. 700,000 plus vehicles annually. Automotive sector equals 25% of exports. This foundation matters because EV dominance does not start with innovation. It starts with scale, infrastructure, and logistics, and Morocco built all three. The strategic location. Geography is Morocco's hidden advantage. Just 14 kilometers from Europe, connected through Tanger Med port, one of the largest ports in the world, 9+ million containers annually. From this point, cars, components, and soon batteries flow directly into European markets. Trade agreements reinforce this advantage: preferential access to the EU, free trade with the United States, and expanding African trade links. This creates something rare: a low-cost industrial base directly connected to high-value markets. The real war: batteries. Electric vehicles are not about engines, they are about energy storage. The battery defines cost, performance, and supply chain control. Morocco's strategy is clear: move upstream, from assembling vehicles to powering them. Key developments: entry into battery material production, expansion into processing and components, integration with global manufacturers. Because in the EV economy, value is captured upstream. Raw material power. Every battery begins with minerals, and Morocco controls one of the most critical: phosphates. Through OCP Group, Morocco holds some 70% of global phosphate reserves. These are essential for lithium iron phosphate batteries, one of the fastest-growing battery chemistries globally. Combined with African mineral networks, strategic trade routes, and industrial policy, Morocco is positioning itself not just as a manufacturer, but as a resource anchor in the EV supply chain. The China connection. China dominates battery manufacturing. Instead of competing, Morocco is integrating. Major investments include Goshen High-Tech to gigafactory capacity up to 100 gigawatt-hours, BTR New Material Group to cathode and anode facilities. This transforms Morocco into a strategic bridge: Chinese technology, Moroccan production, European consumption. A new industrial triangle is forming. Europe's constraints. Europe's EV ambitions face structural limits: high energy costs, strict environmental regulations, limited raw material access. At the same time, demand for EVs is accelerating. This creates a gap that must be filled by external partners. Morocco fits this role. lower production costs, renewable energy availability, geographic proximity. Result: a growing shift of industrial activity toward North Africa. The green advantage. The next phase of global trade is carbon-based, not just cost, but emissions. Morocco is investing heavily in renewables, solar projects like Noor Orazat's solar complex, expanding wind capacity. Target: 52% renewable energy by 2030. Industrial impact: lower carbon footprint per battery, compliance with EU carbon regulations. This creates a new competitive edge: green manufacturing at scale. Limits and risks. Despite its advantages, Morocco faces constraints: dependence on foreign technology, competition from Turkey and Eastern Europe, limited domestic EV demand. Success depends on execution of large-scale battery projects, moving further up the value chain, and retaining strategic autonomy. The new geography of power. The global EV race is not just about innovation, it is about control. Control of materials, energy, manufacturing, and supply chains. Morocco is not leading headlines, it is not producing the most electric cars, but it is positioning itself at the center of the system that makes them possible. And in the new geography of power, that position may matter more than anything else.